everyone. It's Sunday once again. It's now 2 p.m. in the UK, which means 10 p.m. in Manila. Oh my God, I really love Sundays because, Sunday means Ask the Drummer Day. So, welcome to another episode of Ask the Drummer. And this week, my awesome drummer guest is from a band that's really special to me because they were the last band I saw before the world changed, like before COVID. So I really love this band. They're absolutely amazing. And I'm so happy that he actually said yes to doing Ask the Drummer. So, but before I bring him in, I just want to say hello to Colin White of Vinyl Revival. Um, Colin, well, you've got to sort of like if you're in Manchester, you've got to go and visit Vinyl Revival because not only do they have like wonderful records and stuff, but they also have like brilliant T-shirts like this one. And this one is The High, and I really love The High. Chris Goodwin of The High, the drummer, he's been on Ask the Drummer, and he's just, dude, he was so good. I really hope that I'll get to see him perform live someday. But anyways, yeah, and also I just want to say a very, very happy birthday to Tony McGuigan, who's 57 today, I believe. So happy birthday. He's also a former guest of Ask the Drummer. And I love Tony McGuigan. So happy birthday to you, Tony. So, right. Okay. That's enough introduction already. So let's bring in my guest this week. My dear friends, please welcome Allan Jones. Hold on. Oh my God. There you go. Oh my God. I'm having problems with my mouse. It's like it's not working. Hello. Hello, Al. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right, thanks. Now, I'm calling you Al. And before anyone asks, I'm not being too familiar, but it's because you said that I can call you Al.
Of course, everyone calls me Al.
Yeah, and then you can call me Betty, and I can call you Al.
If I found the amount of times I've heard that joke,
Well, my mum is actually she's called Betty, so I always yeah. I always think of my mum whenever I hear of that Paul Simon song. So it's like, right.
it's quite a happy song, so
Yeah, it's a happy song. So, the last time I saw you was at your Blackpool gig.
Yeah.
That was amazing, wasn't it? It's in
Great.
December of last year. So how have you been? I mean, I believe you've been gigging like all this time, so like non-stop. And Space is like you're one of the most hard-working bands in the UK. So how have you been?
Really good, yeah. I mean, we like to think we're one of the hardest working bands in the UK. I mean, we don't stop pretty much. Yeah, been really good. Just at home working on music and stuff. Myself and probably the other lads I've been to. Yeah, really good, thank you. Yeah, we've got them
Yeah,
on now. So we're gonna do a bit of demoing in the studio for the next album and stuff, and then We'll be back gigging again.
gig, yeah.
Yeah, which is what we love. You know.
Yeah, you love doing it though. You love going to
Oh
gigs
yeah.
and doing it. Yeah, playing live to all your fans.
Why I started, I just love to play live.
Yeah, yeah. Before we actually go into sort of like this episode proper, I want to say hello to Phil Hartley. Hello, Phil. He said, "Go ahead, Gonzo lads." And also my daughter Adele. I was telling you before that she also plays the drums. So hello, my baba. So she's sort of like joined us as well. So
Oh, hello.
um, yeah. Where did So what's Gonzo? Is that your actual nickname or?
It's from my favourite author. Hunter S. Thompson's my favourite author. He's a journalist, and his writing style was described as Gonzo. I don't know, it's just something I picked up. Nobody really calls me it. Some people do, but yeah, I just used it one day, and I've just been using it ever since.
So it's not like a childhood nickname or
Not really.
no, just
No,
a recent one.
I've just been using it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just plagiarist.
Well, right. Well, welcome to Ask the Drummer. Episode 29 is all about you, Al Jones, or Allan Gonzo Jones. Um, so is it Alan with the one L or Alan with two L's?
No, it's two L's. I mean, I've always had a problem with that. People usually just spell it with one L, which is the normal way of spelling it, I guess. But yeah, it was the way my mum and dad spelled it when I was born. So
Yeah, because on Discogs, I don't know if you saw like go on it, but the entry on Discogs for Allan Jones, Space Drummer, it's got one L.
you
But
can also find the back of the Attack of the Mutant 50-Foot Kebab albums also only got one L, but we overlooked that one.
right,
Just an error, just errors, you know.
yeah, but it's really two L's, so it's Allan with the two L's.
It is, yeah.
And,
I mean, it
yeah,
used to really bother me, but once you've had your name spelt wrong on one of your own albums, you kind of get over it.
well, there's actually when I was googling your name, there's actually an Allan Jones with one L drummer that came up. And then I thought, oh, this is good. So I clicked on it, but it actually says it's an American jazz drummer from Washington. Right. So
Right.
It's not you.
No, definitely not me.
Yeah. So right, you're born in Liverpool.
Yeah.
So what? Because I don't know how old you are. It must be so like a lot younger than Tommy Scott.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really knows how old Tommy Scott really is. Well, I'm 41.
Oh, right, okay. But when you were growing up in Liverpool, did you have any of the sort like hangout, like in the old days well, they had like Eric's and they had sort of like Pro Records and stuff. What was it like?
Probe Records was still about. We didn't really have a scene as good as Eric sounded, because that's well documented. But unfortunately, I missed that. I was just a baby. I was getting born when everyone was going to Eric, so I missed that completely. Hangouts. We used to just hang out around Quiggins in town and skateboard in the law courts and the Pier Head. That's what we used to do as teenagers, like.
Yeah. Do you still go on skateboarding?
No, I've got a skateboard, yeah, but no, I'm too scared because I can't. If I get on it and I do anything, I can't tour. It's like football as well. I stopped playing football about 10 years ago because the lads I was playing with, loads of them were breaking bones and all kinds, and I was getting ready to go on tour with the Drillers at the time, and I thought, right, I can't. It's drumming or football, and obviously I'm not a professional footballer, so.
Oh, well, so you don't skateboard anymore? Is that
No.
Finished now?
No, yeah, definitely. No broken bones. My body's too achy these days.
But you're not old though. It's not at all. You're only 40.
I ache all over. I slept on my side the other night and my shoulder's still killing me.
So, so did you go to a lot of gigs when you were young? Were you really into music at the time, or
Yeah,
about?
always been into music, like, since I was knee high. My dad always had music on. Um, yeah, didn't go to many gigs, really. I think one of the major influences on me musically was my mum and dad took me and my sisters to see the Buddy Holly story in one of the theatres in Liverpool, and I must have been about eight, seven,
Yeah,
eight, and nine, something like that, and I was absolutely in awe of all these songs and this amazing story. Like,
yeah, yeah,
that's probably the defining moment for me, like, as far as music was concerned, like actually truly loving somebody for their music.
yeah. Um, but what got you into drumming? Was it after that Buddy Holly sort of like story? Or...
No, it wasn't really like that for me. I don't have any stories of getting my mum's biscuit tins out and banging on them or anything. Um, we formed a band in school, and I was the singer naturally because I was always singing, and I was kind of just designated the singer. And about a week later, me and my mate Lee went to some drumming lessons in school, and there was about 15 kids there, so you got like 5 minutes on the drum kit.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
from the minute I sat at the kit and learned my first beat, I knew I wasn't going to be the singer no more. I, I,
Oh,
the feeling out of playing that first beat, it was like, yeah, this is for me, you know.
yeah, yeah. So did you carry on and having? Oh, sorry, but did you continue having sort of like drumming lessons, or is it just sort of like in school or
I think
like
we
outside school? Yeah.
it was in school. I think we stayed on another three more lessons, but it was just you couldn't get on the drum kit because there was that many kids. And anyway, we ended up speaking to the music teacher, and she allowed us to go back afterwards, after school, and actually start rehearsing with our band in there. So we had free reign over I had free reign over the school drum kit while I was
That's
there.
brilliant.
Yeah,
Oh, that's so good. But last week I had Jim Sharrock on, and he actually sort of like told us about Red Carter. Now you're more so like well, Jim Sharrock's younger than you, but apparently Red Carter was like if you're from the 70s or 80s and you're a drummer from Liverpool, you will sort of like either have heard of Red Carter or maybe have been taught by Red Carter. So did you go? Or did you know of Red Carter at all, or
no,
no?
I've never heard of them. No,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, good.
Sorry.
Well, apparently he was really good, and he was sort of like he taught quite a lot of drummers in
Yeah,
Liverpool. Yeah, like Chris Sharrock, Jim Sharrock, and Steve Bilgrim apparently all were sort of like pupils or students of Red Carter. So
yeah.
yeah, but before we sort of like continue, I just want to say hello to another drummer, Rob Jones from the High Five and the Wahid. So hi from Liverpool. He said hello, Rob. So
Right.
he's joined us as well. So what was your first sort of like proper, let's say proper band? So did you, when you were sort of like when you had a band at school, did you actually sort of like turn it into like a proper where you did gigs and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, every band I've been in's been a proper band. When we started in school, we started just, playing covers, doing
Yeah.
Beatles and Oasis songs and stuff like that. And then Robert, the guitarist, he started writing some of his own songs. And the first gig we played was at the school summer fair, where, everyone laughed at us.
Oh,
Yeah, but we loved it. We only played three songs, but we absolutely loved it, and it just gave us, enough to carry on, and we did. And we had, our parents were brilliant. Our parents, took us to rehearsals into town and stuff, and behind us, and we did really well. We were only young, and we played all around our local places, like in Garston and stuff. We played everywhere. Um, we got into town, started playing places like the Lomax and stuff, and then
All right.
yeah, we did quite well. And then when we were about 17, we'd left school, and that our styles musically changed. That being theirs and my style. I mean, I was too
Yeah.
loud. Everybody, nobody wanted to play with me because I didn't have lessons or anything like that. You know, when I was in
Sorry.
school,
Sorry, what was the name of the band?
it was called Happy Accident.
Happy Accident.
Yeah, really bad name.
Did you do any recording, or did you actually do your own, so like your own songs and stuff?
Yeah, I think we recorded 3 songs while I was with them in it's a place in Garston. It was literally the recording studio was underneath a flower shop I'd been living next to for about 16 years. Didn't know there was a studio in me village in Garston.
Oh,
Couldn't believe it.
right. it's it's I know that name because I think I've seen it. So like when you're traveling
Yeah,
and you see that kind of, it's so like a funny name. Like,
by the airport, yeah. So you'd probably seen it.
but is that in Liverpool though? Is it? It's all like
Yeah,
is it?
it's by the airport next to Speak.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Mm,
because I know that there's another one. That, Fazakali is another name
yeah,
that I always thought like I like that name because it's unusual. It's like Fazakali.
yeah.
But I also want hello to Pete Brown. Pete said, "Looking good, Big Al," and hi from Sonny Preston. So yeah. So hello, Pete.
Hello.
So after Happy Accident, what was your band? What was your next band then?
Yeah, the next band I was in was Dog Flambe. After part of company with the lads in Happy Accident, um, I went to college, music college, it was Greenbank, uh, off Smithdown Road, and a friend of mine gave me a tape of Dog Flambe, and they were after a drummer, so I rang them up and learned a couple of the songs and went and played with them for a while. I think we played for about. I was playing with them for about a year, probably over a year, maybe a bit more.
Yeah.
We played all around town. I mean, we were playing near enough every weekend around town, as much as we could play. Yeah, and we recorded about 18 songs in a week at a place in Lee called Bus Stop Studios.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
That
Eh,
was my first album, really, but we didn't
Oh,
release it or anything, and I left that band not long afterwards either, as well.
all right. But so it didn't get released.
No, because it was just we didn't have any money to release it or anything, all that, and a lot of things was happening around my life at the time as well, and I stopped drumming for a while.
Right. Oh, why did you stop?
Uh, I was becoming a dad, and because
Oh,
I basically had to go and work for 10 years, and then you know,
yeah. Well, a lot of the sort of like bands that had all these recordings, and I mean they're releasing their albums
mm,
like I'm gonna ask you about the other band that you're in called the Drellers. I don't know if that was the one right after dog, is it dog flambe you said?
Yeah. Um, it was a few years after Dog Flambe. The Drellers. I was um, I was out one night and I met Ryan Clark, who was in the Fractures at the time, and he said to me, "The Drellers are looking for. Are you still drumming?" And I said, "Well, I'm just playing in my room because I had an electric drum kit at the time. I was just messing about in my room because it'd been about 8 or 9 years since I'd been drumming." Anyway, he said, I exchanged numbers with Ryan and he said, Phil's going to give you the call. So I thought nothing of it. I was thinking, oh God, I haven't drummed in years. So I was trying to get my head around, actually being in a band again. So I waited about a month and Phil never rang. So I thought, well,
And this is Phil Hartley.
yeah,
Yeah.
Phil.
Yeah.
So I waited about a month and a half and I thought, well, that's that. Phil's not going to ring. And then because I've been on MySpace and seen, oh my God, it's Tommy Scott from Space. And I thought, yeah, I'll never drum in them. Because I'd spent all that time, all those years before, not drumming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, Ryan called me up one morning about 7 o'clock in the morning, woke me up. I was like, why are you ringing me now? He said, we've got a gig tonight. Phil's going to be there. Make sure you come down. So I said, okay. Put the phone down, went back to sleep. So we went out to the gig that night and Phil was there and we had a good chat and that. We ended up jamming in the rehearsal studio in Highfield Street to holiday camp in Cambodia for about half an hour. We were drunk, of course. Yeah, he gave me a CD and I didn't speak to him for about another month. And then I'd been learning the songs on my electric kit at home. And Phil rang me one day and said, do you want to come in and have a rehearsal with us? So I went in and he said, what songs do you know? So I told him what songs I knew and we played through them. And then they went out to the room and then came back in about 2 minutes later and said, so you got a gig in May? So this was February, so I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like, oh, good. Got a lot to learn then, haven't I? So, yeah. And I couldn't believe it, to go to not be drumming for all that time, to go and be drumming for someone like Tommy Scott and, bass player like Phil, because Phil's
Yeah.
an awesome bass player.
Was
One,
that the first? Was that the first time that you actually get to meet Tommy Scott? That
yeah,
rehearsal.
yeah, that
Um,
was this is anything because, this guy's got gold records and all kinds and
yeah.
hits.
Yeah.
And I'm, trying out to be a drummer, never thinking in a million years that they're going to go, yeah, you can drum for us.
So this was in 2005. Is that? Uh,
2009, that was.
2009.
Yeah,
Because do you know I told you before that on Discogs your name is written with one L.
yeah.
There's actually two other bands there listed that apparently you were a part of. One of them is called what's it called? Homespun. Were you in Homespun?
Oh,
Apparently, that's a
homespun.
band.
No.
That's a band with Dave Rotheray from the Beautiful South.
Oh, no, that's definitely not me.
That's definitely. And then there's another one also attached to your name on Discogs. It's the Sorry Loves.
Yeah, yeah. They're both definitely not me.
That's not you.
Different Allan Jones.
So maybe so like also like change those things because it's a bit confusing. Like when you're trying to Google someone and then it's giving you all this information and it's the
Yeah,
wrong one.
yeah. I think it's a bit late for me to change my name now.
Yeah. So so this was 2009 and the Trellis actually released a 7 inch. Again, according to Discogs. I mean, I was just sort of like finding this out now. A 7 inch. It's the Violence is Art.
Yeah,
Um, it's called. But now I think there's an album that's gonna come out. I think it's gonna be released in April.
yeah, yeah.
And
I'm not sure the exact date. It's going to be around April time. Yeah. Yeah. Really excited for it, to be honest.
yeah,
Um, we were playing those songs for a long time. When I joined the Drellers, um, the songs had changed that much because some of the songs that they had recorded that Phil had given me to rehearse, some of the songs had even changed from what they were on the recording. Um, but what's on that album? We think we recorded about 3 albums with the Drellers, but that the last one is going to be what Violence is Art. Um, that's going to be the album coming out in April.
yeah, yeah.
So much.
And yeah, if anyone saw like it's now available to pre-order from AV8,
Yeah.
AV8 Records, and AV8 is actually is it owned or part owned by Phil Wilkinson, right?
Um, Pete Wilkinson. I'm not sure exactly what the link is with Pete Wilkinson, cast
Yeah,
text player. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I know that Nick Graff, I think,
Yeah.
also.
Yeah. I think he does. Nick does a lot of work with Pete, so I'm not. The connections there.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I love Pete Wilkinson. I mean, he's like it was in Cast, and also recently because all these things are like new to me. I mean, fairly new. When I found out that he was also in Shack
Mm,
with Mick Head, I
yeah.
just thought, oh, yeah, he's really really nice and he's lovely, Pete Wilkinson. But anyways, yeah. So it's now the Drillers album is now available to pre-order on AV8 Records. So if you want, so you can just Google it, and then
Mm.
and will this be available in your so like when you tour? I mean, of course, when it gets released in April,
I
will you
think.
have them
Um,
available at your so like merch store?
I think it makes sense for us to have some copies available on tour. So yeah, it's definitely something we'll talk about.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm hoping, because it's like the postage cost sometimes is too much. I'm
Yeah.
sort of like thinking if I'm gonna go and see you anyway, so I might as well just sort of like get a copy of the albums
Yeah.
or and I can get signed straight away as well. So. And I'm really looking forward. I'm really looking forward to actually getting a copy of that, the Trellis. Because how do you say is it really different from space music,
Um,
or is there like similarities to space music?
there's definitely similarities and definitely differences. I mean, the music overall was probably a lot more aggressive in the Drellers than it is in space a lot of the time. But musically, Tommy's never written any different to the way he writes, which it always felt like space would always come back around because it was us. You can argue he was writing Dreller's tracks, but if you strip them all back and put it into the space rehearsal or something, with the space songs as well. So as I was saying before, the songs changed that much over that amount those few years. It was 2011 when Space got back together, and those few years from 2009, we spent rehearsing, gigging, and recording a lot. We
Yeah,
spent a lot of time together with the Drellers.
yeah. So I mean, it could have been sort of like released as Space, but no, it's got to be the Drellers because they're the Drellers.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's why I made up, to be honest with you, because it captures that moment in time, because it was the Drellers to me, and I'm sure Tommy and Phil will, and other members would say the same,
Yeah,
because it's special to us because that's ours. It's like our album. It's not a Space album. I mean,
yeah, yeah, that's
I love
true.
Space. I love having Space albums and stuff like that. But it's something different. It's something else. Feels, and it's a great album. There's some great music on there, which I'm incredibly proud of.
Oh, it's cool. Well, I'm really looking forward to getting a copy of that one.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, well, I'm gonna ask because I know that Tommy Scott is really into sort of like the horror films and sort of
Yeah.
like. Do you share the same thing with him? Like,
We all do, but yeah, Tommy definitely draws a lot of inspiration in his music from horror films, and it's so colourful. The songs he writes are so colourful, and also the soundscapes Franny puts on. You know,
yeah,
Space wouldn't be Space without Tommy and Franny. I believe.
yeah. I also well, another drummer has joined us. It's Mark Whiteside. Hello, Mark.
Right, mate.
Is it Big Al Beast? Oh, it's so
So much.
good. Yeah, it's Side from Evil Blizzard. So hello, Mark.
Good
Good that
friends of
you
mine,
joined.
Eve Blizzard.
Yeah. um, right. So now after the Trellis, it sort of like morphed into like what you said. 2 years later, it became Space. It's sort of
Yeah,
like the second. It says it's second incarnation of Space.
yeah.
Um. So what was it like? So like when you changed it from the Drellers back into Space.
Well, there was a bit of a stopgap between the Drellers and Space. We became Tommy Scott and the Red Scare
Oh
because,
wait, yeah, yeah,
yeah, we weren't that for very long. I'd say about 6 months we were known as that. Just because, it's hard to deny, like for Tommy, it's hard to deny, the music he'd released in the past with Space. So, we'd fallen out of love with all that because of things that happened in the past with Space. Things didn't end too well. So we fell back in love with his songs again. So we started playing Neighborhood and all the great hits he'd written.
yeah, yeah,
So it didn't feel right to be the Drellers, at that point. So we became Tommy Scott and the Red Scare. And then I think more and more when Tommy thought about it, it made sense to get Space back together,
yes, yeah, yeah,
And me and Phil and Ryan at the time were kind of like, well, where does that leave us, Because they all went off to have this big meeting one night when we were rehearsing. And me and Phil and Ryan were in the rehearsal rooms thinking, well, what's happening? Because they were coming back to the rehearsal rooms where we had to go and do a set for Tommy, do a set for Franny and Jamie, which was weird. But yeah, it was kind of like a sort of
auditioning for them or something.
kind of. It was weird, but it broke the ice. So
So
things
then
became
you,
what they
yeah,
are.
you've decided that it will just be called Space,
Mm.
which like, and then include all these sort like amazing songs. Because I've got to admit that um I love Space now because like seeing you live, like the four of you. It's just so amazing going to your gig. Um, but I've no like like in the 90s, I know Space from like with Caris Matthews from Catatonia, that the Ballad of Tom Jones and Neighborhood, all the hits. But I never really bought an album because I
Me
think
neither.
I was all like thinking, um, there's one that I wanted to get, Spiders, but there's no way I'm gonna get a copy because I hate spiders. And I was all like thinking, I wish they'll do an alternative cover.
Yeah.
So
I think probably a lot of people felt the same or feel the same as you towards that album, you know.
because there was a reissue and it's on yellow vinyl as well, and I was all like thinking, oh, I'd like to get a copy of that, but no way, I'm not gonna.
It's such a great cover as well, but so many people are repelled by the phobia.
Well, if you ever get to speak to Tommy, and let's just say that if he could do an alternative one and then re-release it, that would be great. I'll get a
Oh,
copy.
okay.
But yeah, so you've done sort of like three albums
Yeah.
when you sort of like renamed the band, so like Space. I haven't got the first one actually, but I've got the other two, which is this one. This give me your future.
Yeah.
Um the new one, which is Music for Pleasure, Music for Pain. Oh, but I've got to say, the first time I saw Space live was at Shine On in 2017. Because, like I said, I remember Space in the 90s, but I didn't really like get into them as much. But I saw an episode of Scouse Pop where Tommy Scott was like being interviewed by Dr. Paul Skillen, and I thought it was so funny. He's such a funny person. I was thinking, oh my god, are they still playing? So, anyways, in 2017, my first Shine On experience, you were the Skyline stage, the
Yeah.
main stage,
Yeah.
and that was the first time I saw Space. And I think it's got something to do with my friend Jerry Mack from Scotland, because he was there, and that time Tommy Scott actually sort of like came to me and sort of like gave me a hug, and I was like, oh my god. I just thought, oh my god, this is so good. He's so nice. And then, after that, then in Manchester, I saw you at the Ruby Lounge as well, which is sadly it's gone. That
Yeah.
gone anymore. And that's when you were actually touring this "Give Me Your Future" album. Now on Discogs, it says that this is worth a bit.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
That
worth a
was my
bit of
name
money.
spelled right on it.
But
That was my name spelled right on that album.
I think this one's got, yeah, it's got your name. Yeah, double L.
Well, there you go then. That's why it's worth more.
I think it's because was this all only available from the merch store, like from the live, like the gigs and stuff?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
And
sure what happens with all the distribution side of it, to be honest with you, but we do sell most of our stuff on tour, like on our merch store.
yeah, I mean, it's always so like anyone out there is thinking of going to see Space, it's really worth seeing you, because even the sort of like the screen that you've got, like the TV thing, it's like watching the band live and watching a movie.
Yeah, that's all Granny. Granny brought those along with them all the visuals. I think he's fantastic at it. You know, I don't get to see most of them because I'm
You're
usually
playing the drums.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm usually 2 years behind everyone in seeing them because I'll have to go, hang on, play that video, and I'll have to stand back and watch it because I never see them, you see. But yeah, the visuals look great live.
Yeah, it's incredible though. I mean, who chooses all these clips? And
Franny, the little internet trawler.
it's all like really suits the music as well.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's part of part of every song. This little clips that they show on screen. So like I said before, that Space, one of the most sort of like hard working bands in the UK. So do you um enjoy like going, like doing a gig every single night that you say, like go from one end of the country to the other, or is that too tiring? Or
No, we absolutely love it. If it was up to us, we'd be on a bus and we'd be out. We'd be out all year long. Touring the whole world if we could. You know, if that's what we could do, we'd do that because we just love it so much. We love going out playing and meeting the
yeah,
fans. We love meeting the fans. Because that's what it's about. You're only where you are because of fans anyway.
oh
You know,
yeah,
a lot of fans don't meet the fans. I don't think as much. Not that I've seen anyway.
yeah. Well, it's really good because Tommy, especially Tommy, he's just so sweet, and
He is.
you
He's a real sweetheart, but he's got an evil side to him as well. So
know, 'cause I remember he said to me that he's actually very shy in real life.
yeah, he is. He's had a drink down, isn't it? A drink several.
Because I said to him, because I like being at the front of the stage, because I'm short, and also because my eyesight's not very good. If I stay at the back, I won't be able to enjoy the gig as much because especially there are lots of tall people sort of like around me and stuff. And also I like videoing as well and things. But there's one thing that I sort of like trying to avoid is with Tommy. He loves sort of like interacting with the fans, and he goes around and so. But I actually feel really shy. I try not to sort of like let him see me because so so that gig at Jimmy's,
Yeah,
the last one that I saw before COVID, um, he sort of like came up to me and I was just sort of like trying to avoid him and things. I think he noticed that, and I said to him after, I'm really sorry, but I'm kind of shy. I don't like that. Like, I'm not really, I don't mind sort of like getting the smile and the nod and like sort of like the acknowledgement that I'm there. That
yeah,
but wait, it's actually getting in front of me, and it was like, oh my god, no. But anyways, yeah, he said to me, he's also like that. He's very, very shy in real life, but then when he's on stage, it's almost like a different person
yeah.
altogether.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Tommy. Yeah, he's fantastic. As a frontman, and the way he gets in the crowd and gets in your face, people don't expect it, and it's it. He makes such a great show. I mean, we all do, but we were in
Yeah,
the Isle of Wight the other week, and it was kind of like a barn, and there was rafters. He'd climbed along and was sitting on the rafter singing, and you could see the security all looking up at him as if to say, "Get him down." But he was right up in the middle of right at the centre, above all the crowd, singing on the rafters. If there's somewhere he'll climb, he will climb on it.
yeah.
Check all the speakers and everything, and so Tom, you can't climb on that tonight. So we have to tell him what he can and can't climb on. because you just can't stop him once he goes, you know.
Yeah, yeah. That's one of the best things about going to see you live is you just don't know what's gonna happen. Because I remember in Blackpool, I was all like looking at the setup of the stage. It's like, oh, there's nowhere here that they can actually climb on.
He'll find something. He always
And then
does.
yeah, and then he found something. So like he climbed on one, so like round the back of it,
Mm.
and then he so like because it's such a big space,
Yeah.
like a massive dance floor, and it was all like everywhere. And then at the end, I posted it on Ask the Drummer. At the end, it's almost like he had a heart attack or something.
Yeah. Yeah. He's always when he's in that mood, he's always scheming, and he'll always find something. It's like you go out outside for a smoke, come back in, and the whole room will be laughing at you because he's drawn a naked pictures of you, and everybody's laughing at it. You know, stuff like that. He's always scheming.
Well, what's your most favorite space song? Most favorite to play live?
Um, Either Drop Dead or like Me and You versus the World. That's good to great to play live.
All right. But this article that I saw, it's actually from the space sort of like website. That your favorite song is "Begin Again." Is that still your favorite song?
Oh yeah, I get a little solo in that, so I'd still love playing that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think that's why I chose that at the time. I think someone asked me that question a long time ago, but yeah, I mean, there's not one song. There's not one song I don't enjoy playing. You know, with Space. I mean,
yeah,
I'm like you were saying before, in the '90s. I mean, when Space were massive in '96, I was the right age for it. You know, I was 16, 17, and all my mates loved Space. I couldn't stand them. But I couldn't stand anything that was out at that time. I was into like heavier stuff, and you know, so I didn't really pay attention to much of Space at the time. But
yeah,
obviously, when I got in Space, I learned the back catalogue, and the stuff I've learned, drumming from just being in Space and playing with Space, and the
yeah,
musicianship, unbelievable the stuff I've learned without even knowing I'm learning,
yeah,
So for me, being a youngster, looking up to a band like Space and then being a part of a band like Space, it's been an unbelievable experience and so fruitful for me as a drummer, the things I've learned and stuff like, being in the studio, all kinds. Because I hated the studio, always hated the studio until I joined Space.
all
It's
right,
really, but yeah, it was just something you went in, you get the stuff down and get out, because. But now I really love being in the studio, and Space gave me that love of being in the studio.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I suppose it's different, so like being in the studio and then doing it live.
Yeah, that's a
There's
massive.
always
You feel, I mean, me personally, live, it's something I've always done. I was playing live before I'd left school,
yeah, yeah,
on a much smaller level, like, but to me, you still, got to put yourself out there, especially as a kid.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely. To me, I always hated the studio because you had to play to the click. So you got the metronome going, and that's like the most horrifying thing you can ask a drummer to do. But
Oh God.
with Space, and because we've got so many backing tracks and samples, every song is with a click track. So, you know, it made it a lot easier to be able to play along live because that's what I do with Space live. I play along to a click anyway, like you would in the studio. So that's helped me drum a hell of a lot. But yeah, I absolutely love the studio and live. I mean,
Yeah,
I started. music to play live. That's all I wanted to do. But I absolutely love the studio and playing live. So I just love
Well,
music.
yeah, I'm gonna ask you, is this gonna come out on vinyl someday? Because
Yeah,
that's only available on CD at the
we're
moment, isn't it?
waiting. It's with the Drellers album as well, but everybody's waiting for the vinyl. So yeah, it's coming out on vinyl.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's very good. Well, I know from earlier on, you said that you've always been so like the singer before you became the drummer, and I only found this out like when I was sort of like doing the guest announcement post, and I was sort of like looking on Facebook and stuff, that you're a singing drummer,
Yeah.
and you've got I don't know if it's just I don't know if it's a band or it's just you, but this Gonzo's Bones.
Oh yeah.
It,
That, that's
it's
that.
called.
Yeah, that's just me. That's just me in my studio at home. Welcome. you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, yeah, I've always wanted to do my own music, and it's been a long time since I even built up the courage to be able to write a song
yeah,
and to play it to myself. Never mind play it to anybody else. So it's been a terrific journey the last few years for me musically. For exploring it. But yeah, I'm just recording my own music and just enjoying what I love.
yeah. Well, you uploaded one of your songs there, and I had a
Yeah,
listen. It's really, really good.
thank you
So,
very much.
yeah, but I think you also said something that you're using a drum machine, so you're not playing drums on it.
No, well, I will. I'm going to record drums for it for the
Yeah,
album.
yeah,
But while I've just been at home, I've just been programming drums and then laying guitars and keyboards and basses over and stuff and vocals. But the drumming wise, obviously we can't play drums when we've got neighbours. So yeah,
yeah.
I've just been using programmed drums. But yeah, it's been
Yeah,
a great journey. I'm really enjoying it. Really, really enjoying writing, my own stuff. Uh,
yeah, yeah.
It's a
Well,
new love.
Paul Griffiths asked, so how's the solo album going? And so, yeah, will we get to see it released sometime this year or next year?
Hopefully, I haven't got a time limit on it, but I'd like to release it as soon as possible. I've got about 9 songs now. I've written loads. There's loads of songs that I aren't even gonna make it, but I'm just keep writing. I just keep writing and writing until I've got enough to make an album. But yeah, it's coming along really well. I'm really pleased with the results.
Oh, it's good. Do you think it will be sort of like saying in the future, like Gonzo's Bones is going to open for space?
The stadium tour. Oh, I don't care. Honestly, I really love what I'm doing. I really enjoy it. I don't care where it goes. I don't care, you know, who does and who doesn't hear it. I'm just really enjoying doing it, and I'll just continue doing it as long as I love it. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think I'll ever stop drumming or
Well,
doing.
that's good.
Uh,
Don't stop. Don't stop, please. Oh, I also want to say, um, Alice, I want to say thank you so much to Alice for getting me in touch with you because I remember sort of like posting or commenting on one of the sort of like Facebook posts there that how do I get in touch with Allan Jones, and then and then she replied to it, and then I had to sort of like say to her, don't worry, it's for us the drummer, I'm not going to be stalking him or
Not trying
anything.
to slide into me DMs.
um, I want to say hello to Lee Liverpool.
Oh yeah.
Said go ahead, Al. And also, he said ask him about his fear of bananas.
I hate them.
Well, you're not the only one. I don't like bananas. I don't.
I think a few years ago I went on a rant about bananas, which I call fruit sausages. But we have bananas at every gig on the rider, so you know it's an issue that's always there. You know,
Well, I just don't like it. I tried it before. I don't like the taste. I don't like the texture,
and I don't like the smell.
and I don't. That's although although in the Philippines, we have this thing called banana Q,
Right.
and it's like deep fried with brown sugar, and it's not the bananas that you get here. These are like hard bananas. I think they're
Yeah.
plantain. I think it's called, and you put them in like a skewer, like a barbecue thing, and then you put lots of brown sugar on it, and you deep fry it,
Right.
and that I can eat. That's really nice. But
Sound too bad. I mean, I'd try a little bit of it. If it, you know, if it wasn't like a banana, I'd probably eat it. But
yeah, yeah.
you
I,
shouldn't
I
try and
also,
dress a banana, not like a banana. You know, let a banana be a banana.
well, Lee said that you're a beautiful man. I totally agree. Yeah, that's a. Well, do you have any drumming heroes?
Um, yeah, I've got too many to mention. I think probably Dave Grohl was massive, massive. The Nevermind album was a massive influence on me. My drumming. Um, Vinnie Paul out of Pantera. I love them.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
There's loads. Ringo Starr. I loved him. Most underrated drummer. Um,
Yeah. When you're not gigging yourself, when you're not when space not gigging, do you go to a lot of gigs?
yeah, I go to a lot of local gigs. I don't really go to like big gigs now, like in the Echo Arena or the MEN. I don't like big gigs like that. But yeah, I still go to local gigs, you know, as much as I can.
Yeah,
One of
because I remember
my
I saw
favourite
you at the
Liverpool
Angus.
band is Sheepy. They're my favourite Liverpool band, Sheepy. I go and see them as much as I can. Um, but
What's it
yeah,
called?
as many. Sheepy.
Sheepy.
Yeah, should check them out, Sheepy.
All right, because I saw you at the Angus.
Yeah,
Remember that time?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I was with Lee Liverpool that night, blowing
Oh,
me up.
I was actually quite shy to sort of like approach you, so like asking for a photograph, and you're just watching, watching. So I can't even remember now who it was.
Diggsy. We were watching
Oh
Diggsy.
yeah, of course, the Sums. Yeah, it was the Sums. Yeah,
Sons, yeah. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
brilliant, weren't they? Brilliant that night.
Oh yeah. I love Mr. Dixie because it's like he cooked the books, but I stopped sort of like asking him because in the Philippines we loved Cook the Books when they did Your Eyes, which is like a ballad. And when I met Mr. Dixie for the first time, I was so like really excited. I was asking him about it. Oh, can you do this? Can you do this? And then of course he said, "It's not even our song. It, it was just written by this. I think he's like a Hungarian man or something. But anyways, yeah, it was written for the film, and it wasn't their song. So he said that I'll never play. I'll never play that.
Never play that
And
again.
yeah, and it's sad the news about Owen Moran as well. So like, yeah, because it would have been nice to actually get to meet him. But anyways, yeah. So I've stopped asking Mr. Dixie because he said that he'll never play it. So that's it. I'm not gonna ask it.
Yeah.
But I'm still.
They
Pardon?
never mention stuff like that to musicians because they get a bit touchy.
Oh, but I was just excited because I really love Cook the Books because of that.
Yeah,
And it was, for me, it's, Your Eyes is their song
right. Yeah.
because they're the ones who actually sang on it, even though they didn't write it.
Mm.
Um, that's what made them very popular or famous in the Philippines, is that song.
Yeah. Well, that does happen, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, so we've got another person, Pasha Coxell.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that's another band they haven't mentioned. Pasha was the singer at a super fast girly show.
all right.
Yeah,
Oh wow, hello, Pasha.
that's another band. Well, we've not really quit, but we haven't played in a while. But that's another band I'm in.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh God.
there's a lot of stuff on YouTube. We gigged as much as we did with Space. I
Yeah.
mean, we used to gig in. It was Pasha who's watching now, Phil Hartley, and me. And yeah, we did about 3-4 years. We
What's
played
the What's the name of the
the
band?
as well. Super fast girly show.
Super Fast Girly Show. We're
Yeah.
definitely gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna look it up on YouTube. But so what's your favorite tempo, lad? And well done, mate. You said. Also, what's your favorite tempo?
The same tempo you're running your Jordans in, lad. No, he was here last night. He told me he's going to come on and take the piss out of me. So that's what he's doing.
And Renee Castel, Pete Gray says hello, Al. He can't comment. He's on a Facebook ban. Oh,
Nah,
sorry to
hello,
hear
Pete.
that.
Pete always comes to most of the Space gigs. He's a good friend of the band.
Yeah. Well, whenever I see you play live, you always got this sort of like really powerful. The way you play the drums is just really, really sort of like powerful. Because some drummers say it's like really sort of like mellow, and maybe mellow is not the right word, but sort of like, But with you, you're really strong and you're really powerful. And I can see that you're really sort of like concentrating in, when you're doing it and stuff. But have you ever had any drumming disaster?
Oh, plenty, plenty. It's usually equipment failing on you. Like, I remember in the early days when I joined the Drillers, I didn't have a drum kit, so I was using my mate's drum kit at the time. And when I play gigs, the way you have your cymbals on the stand. Well, the cymbals would always fall and end up down here
Oh God.
because the stands were so bad. So your cymbals are like that, so you can't hit them. Like, it's usually stands, really.
Yeah.
Usually equipment fails you.
But have you ever had something like you got hurt? Because I remember, I don't know if you know Psycho Comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Jack, Jack from Psycho Comedy. I remember going to one of their gigs before, and just so like earlier on in the show, this I could see blood coming from his face. I don't know. I think hit he hit it with a drumstick or something, and I thought, oh my god, that looks so. But he just carried on. For him, it's like the show went on right till the very end. But there's actually so like blood on his shirt and things. So, have you ever had anything like that you
A
got
lot of
hurt?
times, yeah, a lot of times in the early days, you'd hit your knuckles, like a lot of my knuckles around there. You know, when you hit the drums, sometimes you hit it on the metal rim, and your knuckle just explodes, and you got a big blood splatter on your drum. But that happens. That hasn't happened in a while, like, since I got better. But they used to it. That used to happen quite a lot, smacking.
Yeah,
Up.
but
But
you just carry on and as if
yeah,
nothing.
you don't feel it with the adrenaline. Honestly, if anything happens to you when you're playing, you don't feel it with all the adrenaline running.
Yeah, yeah. Well, do you have any advice to aspiring drummers out there? I know you started off as a singer, but then like, do you have any?
I never actually did any gigs as a singer,
You
so
didn't.
that's not.
Well, hopefully with Gonzo's Bones, you will also like do it.
Yeah, I will have to, won't I? Advice:
Yeah.
just love it. If you don't love it, what are you doing it for? Yeah,
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
and don't stop learning. I'm still
Yeah.
learning. That's why I got that pad I showed you earlier. I never learned. I never took drum lessons or learned rudiments. I'm trying to learn it all now, and it's very hard because I've got into a lot of bad habits, through drumming over the years without any advice. So
Yeah.
trying to correct all that now and become a better drummer always. Yeah. So yeah, love what you do it and always try and become better. My advice.
Yeah. And also, I mean, before when so like when we were just sending messages about sort of like Ask the Drummer and things, I know that you've sort of like you're such a humble person because when you said to me before that like a drummer is almost like a spare part, that's not true at all. It's there because they're not.
Like,
I mean, really. I just think the drummer, the coolest member of a band, and also they're the ones that actually act as a glue. Because I think they're the ones that sort of like get all the band members together. So they're
yeah,
not just like a spare part or
it was a bad way to put it. I admit to that. I'm sorry. No, but just certain situations. It was just a bit of a joke, really. That, but no, but yeah, I agree. We are like the glue of a band. I think with the bass player, that is the glue of the band. Like,
yeah.
but yeah, drums are the important part.
Well, Bobby Gillespie said that a band is only as good as its drummer. So what would you sort of like say to that?
I believe that. Yeah, I believe it's true. I mean, when I grew up drumming, a lot of people who weren't necessarily musicians told me that Ringo Starr was the worst drummer ever, just because of a comment John Lennon said, and I, I knew at the time it wasn't true because how can you be a bad drummer in the best band in the world ever? You know,
Yeah. When they say that he's not even the best drummer in the Beatles or
yeah,
something.
yeah. But that's it. Yeah,
Yeah. Um, Shell Bosscott
yeah.
said, "Hey Al, what do you prefer? A small, hot indoor show or a huge festival show?" That's a good question. That yeah,
It is a good
so,
question.
yeah,
It is a good question. I'm gonna have to. I can't do favourites. I don't have a favourite band. I don't have a favourite album. I can't do favourites. Um, I love them both. I love them both. Can't choose. I'd rather do a small indoor show than a large indoor show. Um, I'll choose a large outdoor festival just because I love the summer.
well, it's nearly so like festival season soon, so you'll be playing quite a lot of festivals as well. So
Yeah, can't wait.
okay,
We're supposed to be going to Budapest in May, hopefully with
okay. So Shine
yeah,
on Budapest.
yeah. Hopefully with the world, with what's happening in the world, hopefully that'll happen now. Like, but, yeah,
Yeah. Well, Monty Mandigoya, he's watching us from the Philippines, from Manila. He actually has another sort of like podcast where I patterned this as the drummer from. It's called "It's All About New Wave." He said drummers are the coolest member of the band. So, and he said, "Hi, Al." Um, and he's just finished his show because he normally has a show on
All right.
Fridays. But he said he's finished his show with David Wolf and then the red lorry, yellow lorry. Oh, that's that one. So yeah. So hello, Monty. Thank you for joining us. Right. So thank you so much. We've sort of like come to the end of it now. I'm really, really happy that you said yes. I know that I mean, you're nervous, and I'm nervous as well because I always get nervous at things like this.
Well, I'm glad I said yeah. And thank
um, um,
me because no one asked me to do anything. Because
oh,
I probably wouldn't, but
well, I've
uh,
got to say thank you to Alice because maybe it was Alice who told
yeah,
maybe it was Alice who told you to do it.
yeah. No, it was, yeah, yeah. Thanks to Alice, she did give me a big push to do it. Yeah, but no, I'm always trying to learn and push myself for other things. So I was really happy. I said yeah,
I'm really happy too. I'm so glad, and I can't wait to see space again.
yeah.
I don't know when though. I don't know, and I don't know where because there's some sort of like places you go to that I don't even know how to get there.
But we'll be playing in the Northwest soon.
And hopefully you'll come back to Manchester
Yeah,
and
I'm sure.
yeah, or Liverpool. I mean Manchester or Liverpool. Then
We haven't played Manchester yet this year, so we'll be Manchester soon this year, I reckon.
oh, that would be great. I'm definitely gonna be there because yeah.
Hopefully the album's out on vinyl. You'll be able to get that signed too.
Yeah. So I'll get the Jealous and the vinyl copy of this Music for Pleasure, Music for Pain.
Yeah.
So and yes, you've got your name. Yeah, double L there as well. Oh my god, thank you so much, Al.
No, thank you very
That's really nice. And this another message, nice one, Al, from Renee Castle. Oh, will you? Oh, we'll make you an extra lemon drizzle. Oh, that's nice.
Thanks, Pete.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Enjoy the rest of the weekend. The you know, oh, however long it is, and you said that one of your gigs was cancelled, so at least you have some time to just relax and
Yeah,
enjoy and do some more Guns' Bones
yeah,
record.
definitely.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Hope
Thank
to
you.
see you again soon. Bye,
Thank
Al.
you. Take care. Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye. Bye. Oh, thank you so much for joining us live. Oh, it's really nice. I'm so happy that he said yes to us, the drummer. Please keep an eye out for next week's guest announcement post. It's gonna be March next week, and um I've got like the month of March is gonna be sort of like an indie fest because the drummers that I'll be featuring for March, they're from indie bands. I've got to sort of like Google a lot of them as well because I'm not a big well, I am a big fan of indie music now, but it's not. Before it was more, I was more into new wave and things. But anyways, yeah. So do keep an eye out for next week's guest announcement post. And thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And remember, love music, love life, and always love drummers because they're just so amazing. So one love to all. Bye now. Bye.